Henry Cejudo, Song Yadong. That's the fight that we got to talk about. And the first thing that I want to bring up before we jump into anything else is this opening line, man. Triple C is a dog. Plus 230 dog at open, minus 280 comeback there for Song Yadong. If I'm looking at it right now, line has not shifted much, man. A lot of confidence in Song. All right, we have a wrestler, we have a striker. You got age differential of, what are we, about 10 years age gap. Listen, 37, 38 years old for Henry Cejudo. Just be real with me, man. What can he do, in the bantamweight division at this elevated age?
Elevated age, I mean, I think the big thing, Derek, is pulling off miracles, right? We've seen how Henry Cejudo has been fighting. Doesn't look like he still has that same stamina, same pressure, same willingness to just dominate fights, or has the same ability, probably has the willingness. But with how the talent pool has risen, it's hard to keep up with these young dogs, man, especially 38 years old. Like, he's getting up there in age, especially for a fighter. I think the biggest thing is just going to be pulling off surprises, making people realize that he still is at the top of his own game, and hopefully his game's a little higher than everybody else's.
Now, no rules are absolute, right? The two 40-year-olds that we had on the card last week, Angela Hill and Cannonier, they won, right? So against all odds, I mean, against the young guns too. So Cejudo has a real chance, has the experience edge, has the grappling edge, and he has the IQ edge, in my opinion, right here, man. I think Song, the real edge that he have, look at his team, man. Team Alpha Male. You know you're training with just wrestlers, nonstop, dudes who are looking to take you down. So I think that's the big key, man. If Cejudo can't get the takedown, I think that this can be a mauling on the feet. The question is, how bad of a mauling? If you're Song, I mean, if you're listening to what Song has been saying, he says, I'm retiring this man this weekend, man. Seattle, I hope you enjoy the show, because that's going to be it for the Triple C. Let's talk about the betting implications on this one before we talk about any more analytics right here. 4.5 is the over. And if you're Cejudo and you think that if you're betting Cejudo and you think that his path to victory is wrestle, grapple, extend the fight, then we probably want to hit the over. But I feel like if you're a Song bettor, you have to think about under 4.5. What are your thoughts on it?
Oh, you absolutely have to think under 4.5 if you're a Song bettor right here, folks. We've seen, and I alluded to it earlier, Henry Cejudo starts off strong, but if he isn't able to get in his pocket, other people start to catch up, right? The pace slows a little bit, the aggression slows a little bit, and if you do that against Song, that is a powerful striker and able to defend stuff, you're shooting 4, 5, 6 takedowns in the first round, you're going to be gassed. You're going to be looking like Rodriguez in the last fight, right? Breathing heavy, tired a little bit, and then that's when Song can get to work right here. 4.5, you're almost all the way through the fight, got 2.5 minutes left. Seems like a lot of eyes are pointing towards that under if you're a Song bettor right here.
The other hard part about it, though, man, is if you look at the last two losses, people are giving Cejudo a ton of, they're giving him some flack on it, right? It's Merab and it's Aljamain Sterling. I mean, come on, bro. The last two champions of the bantamweight division, and people are saying, Song is going to wash this dude. Here's my first problem. My first problem is that Song is such a high ticket price. I mean, close to minus 300. I find it hard to bet that as a pure money line type value until Triple C really gets starched. If I see him get knocked out by one of these young up-and-coming dudes or whatever, all right, these numbers are warranted, and this is going to be a theme on some of the other fights that we talk about where the lines are just a little odd, man. Where do we find value here? If you, aside from totals, right? If we're looking at props, that's the plays that we have to make. Where are we finding the value here?
For the value here, if you're a Cejudo bettor, absolutely plus 325 decision, right? If he's able to get Song down on the ground, control him, just be an absolute blanket, sit him down, keep him down the entire fight, and not let Song control distance and actually evade. Man, plus 325 cash, especially for a minus 215 dog plus 215 dog that Cejudo is right now. That's a lot of money right there. And I wouldn't be like the money line. Yeah, sure, it is what it is. I don't really like it. But as far as Song, if you're looking to make money, plus 205 TKO prop, I can see that happening all day long. Not saying it's going to. I mean, I don't know the last time Cejudo was knocked out, but he has all the abilities. Song has all the abilities to be able to find those moments and go get some work done.
Yeah, and really quickly, I'm just going to pull it up just to see. TKO losses, one TKO loss in his entire career, and when you pull it up, oh, that's right, it was Mighty Mouse. Remember when Mighty Mouse gave him the knee, gave him the quick flurry? Yeah, 2016, dog. So this was almost 10 years ago is the last time that he's been finished. So I do think that the knockout is probably going to be the most probable. I think the power is very, very clear on this Song side. If he catches you a couple good times and Cejudo can't get that takedown in, we're going to have some problems. But this could fraud check isn't the right word to use, but this could be an eye-opening performance where Cejudo says, hey, I might have lost to the best guys, but all of these other guys, come on, listen, man, I'm still here. I don't think he's the type of fighter who would really be washed past his prime completely and still be willing to put himself out there. I think the ego is so large that he wouldn't be willing to put himself in a compromising position. Is that a good way to determine a fight outcome? What do you think?
I mean, is it a good way to determine a fight outcome? I don't know, because I do think a lot of stuff goes into that, Derek. I personally think Cejudo would push past that. I'm washed out. I'm a little tired. Yeah, I'm going to train as hard as I can. We've seen all the things Cejudo does, right? He's triple cringe for a reason. He's going to be boisterous. He's going to be putting stuff out there. I'm not sure he's willing to let go of that limelight, that fact. I mean, we even saw him post on social media. If you checked it out, he was posting things that Song is small. You know, he's like, oh, he's a lot smaller than I expected. He's got like 3 inches on you. High difference was very easily watched. Cejudo loves the limelight. He loves to talk his shit, and I do think he has to hold on to something to be able to fulfill himself as a man. I mean, shit, we all have to. But I do think Cejudo might push himself past just a little bit until he starts getting starts consistently, and then he's out the door.
That's the triple cringe coming out, you know what I mean? But the competitor, to be an Olympic champion to that caliber, you know what I mean? I think that there's a little something on the inside here. So I think that this is going to be a way more competitive fight than what the line indicates. But I think Song is the smart bet right here. My only last consideration before we move on, man, because I'm with you on under 4.5, which again, let me see what it's currently tracking at right now. Currently tracking under 4.5 is plus 155. But the over is minus 210. And it really did make me consider, can Song hurt Cejudo, but just not put him away and still get the nod? I mean, likelihood, what do you think? I think so, Derek. And where it comes down, let's say Song hurts Cejudo, you know, middle of the fight, right? Round 2, round 3, somewhere like that. But Cejudo still has enough composure and mental capacity to be able to just wrestle, just defensive wrestle, keep the pressure on Song, put him up against a cage, whatever the case is, and not allow Song the distance to be able to do even more damage. I still think that's there, especially with how talented of a wrestler Cejudo is. Yeah, it's an interesting take right here. I was thinking a little bit more like Cheeto Rob Font, where it's like Rob Font is out striking and doing that stuff, but Cheeto was able to just drop him a couple times and you clearly win on the cards. Like I was thinking something more like that. We'll see what happens. This will be interesting. What's clear is that we're both on the Song side, and it's fair. Are we consensus under 4.5?
Under 4.5 all day.
All right, that's the play right there for you guys, folks. So me personally, I stay away from the Song line. It's just too steep for me, but I will play that under 4.5, and we'll see how that goes on. New generation of the bantamweight division right here, and should be a fun one for your main event. UFC Seattle, baby. Let's go.